Hello everyone, my name is Waldo Richards from DaGameTrain and welcome back for more Chrono Trigger. So we're back here to the end of time. This is where you can rest, exchange your party members, have a little chat with the old man, who's not gonna tell us much of anything right now. The only thing he'll say is that we should probably return to our era. It's, after all, a hint, which we should take. He's here to give us hints now. We can also save up here. Now, since the last time, I took the liberty to level up a little bit behind the scenes. Did some grinding. I'll show you where I did that before, but you also notice that there are 2 extra pillars of light. That's because I tried a different approach in grinding. However, this approach did not work. I found my way back to Bangor Dome, which was the initial entry point to the future from Guardia Forest. I went back to the forest only to find out that if you try to go back through that way, you'll find yourself facing the soldiers trying to capture you again. So what you have to do to return to the present time correctly is to go through this pillar of light, to go straight to Medina village. Now you'll recall that we initially started our journey in a village called Truce. Medina is a village of monsters. And they come out of these poor bastards' closet. Hey, did you people just come out of the closet? Get out of here. Who do you think you is? Coming and going out of our closet at all hours. Scram! Well, they're not that upset. If you talk with them again, they'll seem to be a bit more friendly. Medina village was founded by the ancestors of the mystics who lost a war to human beings. Most mystics hold a grudge against humans. Be careful. Well, that's what they call themselves, but they're really monsters, more than anything. You can use magic? Magic using humans supposedly perished long ago. That they did. Oh, also, if you want, you can eat this cake. This will, for one time only, restore all of your HP and MP. But I would not recommend doing that. I mean, you just came out of the end of time. You could have healed up there, right next to the save point. Hey, wait a minute. There's an old... No, not an old man. There's an odd man who lives near the cave in the mountains to the west. You might enjoy a chat with him. Thanks. Why are you being so nice? Mystics aren't supposed to get along with humans. Humans fought the mystics over 400 years ago. My motto is forgive and forget, but not many seem to agree with me. Well, what can you do? So here we are, Medina village, and that is the Medina Square, where you can find a statue of Magus, actually. We've already heard a bit about Magus on our visit to the past. He's some sort of an evil wizard bastard who, well, wages a war against the kingdom of Guardia. So that's a bit of a problem. Much like this mystery pyramid. I don't think they're gonna do anything with it right now. There isn't much that you can do, that is. Now, on your visit to Medina right now, you'll notice that monsters are not particularly friendly with you. You can plead with them to get service, but for the most part, what you'll only get is, well, just an encouragement to fuck off, to say the least. You can also visit the Elder's house to find some neat secret goodies, like this speed tab, and a purple clone of Ozzy. I'm Ozzy the 8th, Medina village's leader. My ancestors served the Great Magus. Oh, Great Magus, why didn't you simply exterminate the human race 400 years ago? No idea. Oh, I don't know if you've noticed before or not, but there is a bit of a weird kind of a line that you can see when you're moving. It's like when you have VSync turned off and the screen is tearing up a bit. I tried turning on VSync to see if that helped, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I think it's the emulator's issue. Well, what can you do? Oh, look who it is. It's Melchior. Ah, hello. Could I interest you in a weapon? Well, let's see what you got. Alright, he's got a red katana. That's good. He also got Robin bow, but I believe we already have... Yeah, we do have one. So we just need to give that to Marl. Plasma gun is something we have already, much like hammer arm. We could get a couple more Titan Wests though. Why not? We have the money to spend. Weapons. If there weren't evil in this world, there would be no need for weapons. What a sad state of affairs. Tell me about it. Wait. Yeah, we want to put the red katana on. Now the red katana also increases our magic stat a little bit, as long as we wear it, of course. Well, use it, I should say, not wear it. Can't really wear a katana now, can you? I know someone would want to do that, but we disregard that person, for he is, well, weird. Should you desire to return to Truce village, use the shortcut through the cave in the mountains to the north. Now if you spend a bit of time talking with people around the Medina village, provided they're willing to talk with you, you'll learn a very important thing about this cavern. There is some monster living in here called Heckran. He is particularly dangerous if you don't know any magic. Unfortunately for him, we do know magic, and they're pretty strong, as you can see. I spent a bit of time grinding to level 20. I wanted to make sure that we would have smooth sailing from here on out, so that we wouldn't have any snags or getting stuck on some sections or any of that shit. Now, like I said before, grinding is not a necessity in this game. More like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's useful to do that, but it's not necessary. Let's just go with that, because I forgot the word that I want to use. It's nice to be able to grind, and it's nice to do that, because then you have more HP, more everything. But it's absolutely not necessary to grind at any point in this game to win. So you only do it just because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. And I like that. You'll also note that I have unlocked some new skills. Now, before we get into the skills, I want to say something important. For the entirety of this cave, forget that you have physical attacks, because the monsters are impervious to physical attacks, or at the very least very, very strong against them. However, they're very weak to magic. This is the only time where an area is set up like that. All other areas, well, monsters are weak to magic more or less, but they're also fairly susceptible to physical attacks. Here, everyone's strong against physical. It's a very special cave, you see. What could this be? Oh, it's a roly-poly. So let's have a look at our new skills while we're at it. For Chrono, we have unlocked Spin Cut, which in the S version is called Cleave. Should probably been called like that here as well, all things considered. And Lightning 2. Lightning 2, as opposed to Lightning regular, attacks everything on screen and deals more damage. This is a very powerful mid-game ability, I would say. So, if you have the ability to grind and get it, go right ahead and get it. There is a way to do that right right as soon as you get to the end of time. But I can't really show that to you right now, because we have stuff to do. Now you also notice that because of my leveling up efforts, we got ourselves a bit of speed, so we can do things faster. For Marl we got Cure, although I'm not sure if we had that before, but anyway, we got Cure, Haste and Ice 2. Ice 2 does the same as Lightning 2 in terms of how many enemies it hits, however it hits with water damage. Now Cure is a healing spell, but Haste is a very useful spell in boss fights. It allows you to speed up your party members for a few turns. It makes the battle timer load up, well, twice as fast. So if you ever get into a boss fight that you're having a bit of trouble with, just plop down that haste and you ought to be fine. We found a magic scarf that improves your magic ability even further. Well, let's put it on Marl. She could use that. Also, while grinding, well, some people already know where I went to grind, because I obtained the third eye. It's an accessory which I'll show you where to get and how to get, but not right now, because I want to go there when we have to go there, you know, when we have stuff to do in that place. It allows you to increase your evasion stats by twice the amount, which is nice, but I never really thought about using it. I don't know. Luca has unlocked Napalm, Protect and Fire 2. Napalm is a bomb which blows up enemies in the near vicinity of one another. Protect ups allies' physical defense, as the thing suggests, and Fire 2, well, once again, just like Lightning and Ice 2, it attacks everything on screen and deals fire damage. There are also some dual and I think triple attacks that we unlocked as well. We can have a look at that right now in the tech menu. We can also see that we'll soon be getting Life for Chrono, which allows us to revive people, Cure 2 for Marl, and Mega Bomb for Luca. We also got something for Robo. We got one thing for Robo actually, Robo Tackle, which is a pretty strong physical attack. Now in terms of dual attacks we got, I'm not sure if he had Ice Sword before, but he got Ice Sword, Fire Whirl, Fire Sword, Rocket Roll and Max Cyclone. Fire Sword is pretty damn strong, Rocket Roll not really, Max Cyclone I didn't have a chance to try that because it's a proximity attack. Like you have to have enemies next to you to actually use it. Oh yeah, we got some triple attacks. Delta Force, it's alright. And I think I tried Fire Zone as well. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I did. That is really fucking strong. That is really fucking strong. Well, as for others, we got Antipod 1 and 2, Fire Punch, Fire Tackle, and well, some other shit which we already seen. Antipod is a pretty interesting skill actually, because it combines both fire and water elements into one to deal an amazing amount of damage. However, it's a rather situational, I would say, because you have to attack someone who is weak to both of the elements with that to get the most out of it. If you know that the enemy is weak to either one of the elements, you might as well not use it. It costs quite a bit of MP after all. Now, under normal circumstances, you're not intended to have Lightning 2s and all the other skills that I've already shown off. But you know, I grinded, so might as well use it whenever I have a chance, right? But I want to save my MP because we're getting pretty close to a boss fight. which is Heckran. Like I said, he's pretty strong, but his weakness is magic. So if you can save some MP for yourself, or if you have some ethers and you're willing to spend them, well, you shouldn't have any trouble with him at all. You may need to use some healing text though. And yes, even cave bats are weak to magic but strong to physical. Everything in here is strong to physical, so don't bother with that. I'm only using the regular magic spells, the single target spells, because it saves a bit of MP. I don't have to use as many ethers, and I want to save some of that MP for the boss fight. I don't think there's anything else around here. Oh, here's an interesting encounter. The gin bottle. The gin bottle spits out a couple of octopuses, or octoblushes if you want to call it like that. But the thing about the gin bottle is that I don't think it's because of the cave, because it's the only time it shows up, to be honest. But it is very strong against physical attacks. Unless your guy's easily in the 70s or 80s of level ranges, you probably shouldn't bother doing physicals. Just go straight for magic. That way you'll destroy them immediately. I think gin bottles like to induce various status ailments, and they maybe even summon extra octoblushes if you destroy them first. Not entirely sure. Oh, another one of these chests. Still sealed with that mysterious energy. So unfortunately we're not opening those yet. You'd be surprised how long it takes to actually be able to open those chests. Let's save up. I think last time we were at level 12 or 13 or something like that. I think maybe 14 or 15. I can't quite remember. But we weren't that far off, so me grinding a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. But it will help in the long run. Death to the Mystic's enemies, says Heckran, and that's him. He looks like an improved Yakra, minus the weird I don't know, arthropod design. Anyway, use your magical attacks, the strongest possible, and he'll go down pretty fast. But be careful, this guy has a counterattack stance. I'm not sure if he'll be able to see it. I hope he will, because I would like to show it off. But whenever he does that, you'll be able to tell pretty easily. He'll stop moving, he'll look like he's ready to block, and he'll even say, "Go ahead, try and attack me," or something among those lines. You gotta wait till he stops doing that, or else he will counterattack with a strong water-based attack. It really hurts. Something tells me he may not be able to survive this though. Though we're not doing a lot of damage to him, keep that in mind. But this is a surefire way to beat him. I mean, if you keep veiling with fire, lightning and ice 2s, you'll get rid of him without much of a problem, really. Although if you want to, you can try some better attacks like double or triple attacks. Now, using water on water, I don't think that's gonna help much, Heckran. Let's see what he can do. How about Delta Force? Let's see. Let's see what he can do. Delta Force creates a triangle of destructive elemental energy which deals pretty good damage. We destroyed Heckran right with that last shot. He didn't even get the chance to do a counterattack stance. If only the great Magus who brought forth Laos 400 years ago had destroyed the human race, the world would have belonged to us mystics. Grr. I can't roll R, so that's out of the question. In the Middle Ages, Magus created Laos, the destroyer of this planet's future. If we go to the Middle Ages and take out Magus, can we change history? We could use the gate at the fairgrounds. Interesting. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, and this is our shortcut. From this spot in the woods, you can actually jump back into the vortex portal. If you want a shortcut back to that mysteriously sealed chest, I guess. Oh, let's visit Luca's house first, while we have Luca in the party, because something interesting will happen. Luca and Taban only care about their silly toys. Here's what we earned today. You are so thoughtful. Alright, it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. Although the game doesn't really say this, not until much later on, but that's Luca's mother, and she's paralyzed. Well, more or less. Her legs are fucked, so she can't walk. Oh, you're just in time. It's my finest work, the ultimate in defense for my daughter. It's a little bit better in terms of the defense rating, but it also gives us extra speed and it improves fire defense. If anything, I would say it's always great to come back here every now and then to check on Taban, because he'll give you some of the best stuff you can get for Luca. Unless there's something better that I don't know about. And now I found Taban's items to be the best. Come on in. Oi vey, it's Crono. I owe you one. You saved my skin back there. Man, was I up the creek. I went off on a buying trip and ended up getting jailed with a bunch of thieves. The officials planned to execute me without a trial. What has gotten into them? We're forever in your debt. Thank you again. Hope my dad never hears about this. And you get 10 mid-ethers. Definitely worth checking on this guy. Hey. Working hard? But of course, right? Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, alright. Chrono, I'm in your debt. Now Chrono, down to business. Please buy whatever you like. Well, the problem is that he has the exact same stuff as the other shop back at Melchior. So, he doesn't have much to offer. I will take the extra shelters though. I always could use those. And I'll sell the unnecessary crap.